In one of my past videos, I spoke about stories that we create about ourselves, who we believe we are. Now, what's interesting to know is others are always creating stories about who they believe we are as well. And based on my personal experience, the stories are never the same. As humans, we have a tendency to create stories about ourselves and others all the time. We can't help it. In other words, I believe we are all characters in each other's story. We all play a role in each other's lives in one form or another. And when our behavior is in alignment with the role our character plays in another person's story, our predictable behavior provides them with a sense of comfort. So when our behavior changes and we're no longer in alignment with our character in their story, it then becomes very unsettling as their story no longer makes sense. See, I believe as long as we're in human form, change is inevitable. It's an integral part of our journey. So what this means for me is that when we are always in sync with the character we play in someone else's story, we've become stagnant in our own journey. I believe our human journey consists of many lessons that serve as catalysts for change. We are all designed to change and grow with every experience. And when we choose to go with the flow of change, it's very difficult, if not impossible, for another human being to truly know who we really are. So when we are predictable, it's an indication we've become stagnant. In other words, we've chosen to remain stuck in our comfort zone. The same comfort zone our character provides in someone else's story. See, everything on earth is constantly moving in a cycle, which means the world around us is constantly changing. This is a fact. And when we choose to be still in our comfort zone, we end up creating resistance in our energy. Now, in order to avoid this from happening, it's important that we understand each lesson and take it for what it is, a lesson, not a lifestyle. And when we've identified and learned the lesson, it's important to let our old character go. In other words, the character we played that brought us the lesson has served its purpose. It's up to us to release this old character, but keep the lesson. Now, I'll admit, change can be scary, and to continually go with the flow of change is easier said than done. Having said that, when we choose to be stagnant, our energy will always feel off. It will feel heavy. Everything we do will feel like an uphill battle, and the results of our efforts are futile. In other words, our energy keeps us honest. It will always let us know if we're in alignment. So it's important that we pay attention to how we feel always. See, I believe our energy is our karma. How we feel is our karma. In other words, how our energy feels is the result of our thoughts, words, and actions. It plays a major role in our human existence. I believe our energy is at the core of every form we take in every incarnation we have. It's our foundation. It's where we connect with our Creator. It's how we connect with one another and all living things. It's how we connect and communicate with the spiritual realm. It's how we receive our guidance and intuitive nudges. Our energy is our karma. So paying attention to how we feel always is the key to understanding if we're in alignment with our natural flow of change. I'm curious, if you were to spend some time with someone you haven't seen in 5 years, what are the chances they'll say you haven't changed a bit? In other words, do you believe you are the same person you were 5 years ago? Are you the same person you were 3 years ago? Are you the same person you were a year ago? Here's my belief. When we're predictable, we're stagnant. See, I believe we are designed to continually change and grow with every experience we have. In other words, our journey of self-discovery is never ending. And so when we find ourselves to be a perfect match to the character we play in another person's story, we need to be concerned. Bottom line, if there's anything to take from this video, it's this. The character we play in another person's story is purely based on their perspective of life, who they believe they are, and where they are in their own unique journey. And as their perspective continues to change and evolve, so will the character we play in their story. In other words, our character in their story is directly connected to their progress. It has absolutely nothing to do with us and our own unique journey. Always remember that. I have a quote I'd like to share with you. This quote is by Deepak Chopra. When you allow yourself to be unpredictable, you step from the known into the unknown, where anything is possible. Well, this is all I have for today. Thanks so much for joining me. And if you have any questions, or you'd simply like to connect, feel free to do so through my personal email. I've listed it in the description below. Until we meet again, be safe and make sure to keep paying attention to your karma. It's our greatest teacher.